Adverbial subordination takes place when the subordinate clause fulfills the role of an adverbial in the main clause. The subordinate clause provides us information about when, where, how, why, on what condition, for what reason, for what purpose the action in the main clause is taking place. Let's look at a few examples of complex sentences with adverbial subordinate clauses taken from Bram Stoker's novel Dracula. Here is the first sentence. I shall enter here some of my notes, as they may refresh my memory when I talk over my travels with Mina. In this sentence, the portion highlighted in red, when I talk over my travels with Mina, describes the time of the action when the narrator expects the notes to be refreshing his memory. Here is another sentence. I have been working very hard lately because I want to keep up with Jonathan's studies. In this sentence, the subordinate clause is because I want to keep up with Jonathan's studies. It provides the reason for why the narrator has been working hard. Here is another sentence. If this book should ever reach Mina before I do, let it bring my goodbye. The highlighted clause, if this book should reach Mina before I do, specifies the condition under which the book will deliver the narrator's goodbye to the recipient. Note that in this sentence, even the subordinate clause has another subordinate clause inside it, before I do. Before I do is a subordinate clause of time indicating the timeline of the book reaching Mina. As you can see, there may be multiple subordinate clauses in a single sentence, some of them dependent on other subordinate clauses and not necessarily the main one. Okay, here is the final example. But I did not fear to go to sleep again, although the bows or bats or something flapped almost angrily against the window panes. The highlighted portion here is a subordinate clause. Although the bows or bats or something flapped almost angrily against the window panes. This is a subordinate clause of concession. It represents a condition that, even though it was present, did not cause the narrator any fear. Understanding which dependent clauses act as adverbials in the superordinate clause is important for using correct punctuation in modern North American formal writing. When the subordinate clause comes before the main one, it must be separated from it by a comma, as shown in this slightly modified sentence from Dracula. Because I want to keep up with Jonathan's studies, comma, I have been working very hard. When the subordinate clause comes after the main one, no comma is used. I have been working very hard lately because I want to keep up with Jonathan's studies. Notice that there is no comma before the word because. Concession clauses are somewhat of an exception since they can be separated from the main clause by commas regardless of their placement. Here is an example. But I did not fear to go to sleep again, comma, although the bows or bats or something flapped almost angrily against the window panes. To sum up, adverbial subordinate clauses are called so because they fulfill the role of an adverbial in the main or superordinate clause. When they precede the main clause, they must have a comma after them, but no comma is used if they follow the main clause. Concession clauses, however, tend to be separated from the main clause by commas when they either precede or follow it. This completes the section of our lecture on adverbial subordinate clauses, and in the next section we will talk about embedded clauses.